Hi, this is Tim Queen, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 mistakes when it comes to content creation on LinkedIn. So the number one mistake that most people do when they create content is they don't have a hook. And what I mean by hook is you don't hook them in. You don't think too much about the beginning, which is one of the most crucial parts when it comes to content creation. The first 3 lines of your content will be visible. People have to click on read more to see the rest. The first few seconds, if you have subtitles, will determine what people read on screen. Is that an interesting topic? You have to make sure that the first 3 seconds and the first 3 lines of text description hook people in. This has to be communicating the value proposition you're putting out in your content. It has to be something that's desirable, something that people want, something that people want to learn about, something that's interesting, that's valuable, and you have to put this in the beginning. So not having a hook will make sure that you don't get any views. So you have to have a really good hook to hook people in, so people actually watch or read your entire content, because only then can you get any benefit from publishing content on LinkedIn. Mistake number 2, having no point. And this is a really big one. So many people come on LinkedIn and they try to talk to the camera or they write something and they don't have a point. They just write for the sake of writing. They don't have like a strategy in mind. They don't have a tactic in mind. They don't have a point, a goal where they're working towards. They don't have a lesson. They don't have something they want to teach someone. They just babble along and along, and having a point is really important. You want to think about the point, that the one thing that you want to communicate to your audience before you even press the record button. This has to be crystal clear. It has to be a very clear thing. You have to be crystal clear in your mind about what it is that you want to share. What is the one thing that you want your audience to understand, to learn about? The one thing, the one call to action you want them to make, the one conclusion you want them to come to. You have to have a point. Mistake number 3, not getting to the point. This is so important. Even if you have a point, a lot of people never get to the point, or they forget about the point altogether, and then they talk and talk and talk. And what's happening, the audience is like listening, and they're like wondering, like, okay, where is this going? You're talking about this and you're talking about that, and they feel uneasy. People want to know what is happening. This is why when people create movies, they follow often typical story plot lines. They have a hero journey, so people can instantly remember this. This feels like something familiar to them, and they can just enjoy the ride, relax, because they know this is probably going in the right place. But if you don't have a structure, you don't have a plot, and you just go on and on, you're making people more and more nervous. They don't know what's going on. Like, they don't know what you're trying to communicate. They're trying to predict what's going to happen. What is the lesson you're going to teach them? But it's not intuitively to them. They don't feel the direction where you're going. And if you don't have a direction, you're making your audience uneasy. And if your audience is uneasy, they don't enjoy your content, and they're going to go away, and they're not going to see the rest of your content, and then you're not getting any results. So it's really important to get to the point, to have a structure, to think about different steps along the way, the journey, how you want to structure something, how you want to build up step by step to get to the point. Okay, this leads us straight to mistake number 4, too many points. This is also really important. A lot of people, if they start with videos, they try to talk about too many things at once, and you're completely overwhelming your audience. If you're trying to communicate different points and they are not aligned, there is no structure that lead from this is important, that is important, and those are relating to each other. If you have too many points and you don't have a structure, then you're confusing people and they forget all about it. You can only have a very limited attention span of people. You can't teach people 10 random things. They have to be related. They have to be part of a system. It has to be like a puzzle piece that makes sense to people. If you can communicate a couple of points, there can be different aspects of one thing. It has to be like focused so people can access their memory, they can put it into place, they can access one area, and then they can fit the puzzle pieces together. The puzzle pieces have to fit neatly together and they have to be within one selected space. You can't talk about too many things at the same time, otherwise you're overwhelming people, they're not following along, and again they're going to turn off the content, scroll over it, stop the video, do something else. So don't have too many points. Limit yourself. Ideally, you want to have one core message. If you have a list like this, you want to limit it to like 5 to 10 points, and they have to be in one knowledge cluster. You can't put random things together. They have to be in one specific subtopic. Mistake number 5, talking about the wrong topics. And this is really bad. LinkedIn is a business platform, and a lot of people, they don't see this. They don't understand that this is a business platform. And they will start talking about a lot of unrelated stuff. They will talk about their personal life, unrelated stuff that nobody cares about. Nobody cares about like what you do in your private life. Nobody cares about that your dog shit in your garden. Nobody cares about that you had like some beef with your wife or like husband. Nobody cares about like small little details that are only relevant in your personal life and only relevant to the people in your actual proximity, your friends and family. If you can't make something relevant for a large number of people who don't know anything about you, people will perceive your content as uninteresting and irrelevant, and you're going to lose a lot of people along the way. You have to make sure that the content that you are using and talking about has in some form a business context, and you can use elements from your personal life as a storytelling advice. You can use something that happened in your personal life and explain how what you learned in this context in your personal life, how this directly translates into a business context, or something about where people learn about human behavior that is also relevant in a business context. If you can use personal life story element as a storytelling advice, you can use it. But if you just talk about personal life and stories that are only relevant about you, or you're just talking about yourself or what you think is interesting, then you're losing people. You have to talk about what is interesting to other people. You have to explain stuff that is happening for you, make this relevant for others, because nobody really cares about anyone. They only care about themselves. So if you can't make this like relevant, make this explain to them how this is useful for them, you're going to lose people and they're not going to engage with your content. So don't talk about the wrong topics. Always make sure that you in some way tie something back to business context, to something in a professional life, how some lesson in your personal life can be used as a storytelling advice to convey a business lesson. Mistake number 6, having no content strategy. What you want to think about is that you don't randomly make up your videos on the spot. You want to plan out your content over days, weeks, months. You want to think about what kind of audience do you want to attract. And then you want to think, what kind of topics is this audience interested in? And then you want to write this down. You want to map this out. What are topics I can talk about that will be perceived as highly valuable by the audience I'm trying to attract? And then you can talk about different aspects of those topics. And you have to vary them. You can't talk about the same thing over and over again. You have to look at different angles, different topics that are all relevant. And over time, every time you post a bit of content, and over time, every time you post a new piece of content, a few people will start to follow you. People who didn't know about you, and over time you're building an audience that might be small in the beginning. You might just have 100 people in the network. Then once you continue to consistently put out good, high quality content on a consistent, regular basis, you will slowly grow. Then you have 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people. But the point is that you are really carefully crafting all of your content to attract a certain audience with certain characteristics. Someone you want to have in your audience. That might be recruiters if you're looking for a job. That might be industry leaders for companies you want to work for. This could be potential customers in a specific industry that you want to have as clients. You really want to build an audience with like a focus in mind. So it's really important to have a content strategy, not just randomly recording something every day. Think about, plan out your content for the next 7 days, the next 30 days, for the next 12 months in advance. Make sure that it's really highly relevant to your audience, and then create, publish, and see your audience grow. Mistake number 7. If you're publishing videos on LinkedIn, you have to make sure that you have subtitles for your videos. And the simple reason is a lot of people use LinkedIn as a professional network at work. The work computer might not have audio, and if it has, they might not be able to listen to audio because people will think they're slacking off, they're not working. So you have to give them a different way how they consume your content. Otherwise, you're losing out a lot of people who just want to learn about your stuff, but they just can't because they're at work. And it's not appropriate or not possible for them to listen to your audio track of your video. So make sure that you have subtitles so people can turn it on mute or just watch it on screen, read along as you explain stuff. This will make sure that you're reaching out a lot of people in business you might have otherwise lost. Okay, very similar to mistake number 7 is mistake number 8, not having a text description. I see that so many times. Some people just don't like video and they don't even read. They feel this is like they have to spend 10 minutes of time to read the subtitles if you have like a 10-minute video. But they will spend the time if you have a text description which is summarizing the lessons, the key aspects of your video. They will read this and they will engage with you in the comments. So have a text description for every single video as well. So you're getting all the different people, the people who like video, audio, subtitles, and readers to engage with your content. This will maximize the number of impressions that your content will get and the engagement you're getting in return. So make sure that you have all the different aspects to appeal to different personas. People at work, people who want to read subtitles, people just want to read the text quickly. Mistake number 9 is you don't have a call to action. What good is it that you're creating content if you don't want to get people to take action in some capacity? I'll give you some examples of what this could be. You might want people to check out your profile to learn more about you. So tell them, please connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to do this, that, or please check out my LinkedIn profile if you are Please follow me for more content, and then you label out what kind of content you're publishing. Check out this article in the description below if you want people to read something on your website. Please visit my website if you have something to share with them, some products, some services. Have a call to action. What's the point of creating content if you're just letting people go and disappear and never be seen before? You want to attract a certain crowd of people. You want to make sure that those people who are really part of your ideal target audience, that you don't lose and miss them out. You want to get them to connect with you, to follow you, to be part of your email list, to check out your website, to learn more about you. You want to qualify them. You want to see the ones that are really sticking, really resonating with what you have to say. So you have to make sure that they don't just watch your video, don't read your post and then disappear. You have to make sure that you have another second chance, third chance, fourth chance to get in touch with them, to nurture them, to explain more about yourself, to tell them more, to teach them more, to build more trust so they can at some point take the right action, invite you to an interview, get on a sales call, or directly buy something from your website. So have a strong call to action in every single piece of content that you're publishing on LinkedIn. Number 10, this is really a big one. A lot of people, actually most people who publish content don't dare to have an opinion. They're too scared. They are like people pleasers. They want to be like nice to everyone. They want to be loved by everyone, and they don't dare to have an opinion. They always will go the safe path. They will always say the safe thing that is not offending anyone, that is not creating any friction. And those people are the people who are like super boring, and nobody will remember their face. Nobody will remember what they stand for. People will just forget about you, and you won't get anyone to resonate with you. You want to have a really strong opinion. The stronger your opinion, the more emotions you evoke. And the people who really love you, who really resonate with what you have to say, with your core message, with your core value, true beliefs, with your core emotions. Those are the ones who will follow you, who will engage with you, who will remember you, and those are the people you want to get into your network. You can never please everyone. This is just not possible. Some people will just hate you for how you look, what you say, the way you talk. Don't worry about those people. Think about the people that really love the way how you explain something. They really perceive the value, the point of view that you're providing as the most valuable point in the world. Try to focus on those people. Just see it as a numbers game. Some people will just not resonate with you no matter what you do. So don't waste your efforts in trying to convince people who would never resonate with you in the first place. Focus on the ones that really, truly love the way you explain some stuff. And then you're building an audience of true, authentic fans. And this is how you succeed on LinkedIn. So let me know in the comments, what do you think of my top 10 LinkedIn mistakes? Which one do you resonate the most with? Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments, and make sure that you follow me and you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn the notifications on to learn more about marketing strategies and tactics that actually work. So see you next time.